Lightning Lane multipass and single pass in Disney World versus Disneyland, they're very different. We're going to go over the highlights here, but drop me a comment that says Disneyland if you want a full deep dive into Disneyland only. Starting out with when you purchase them, you can purchase your Lightning Lane multi and single passes for Disney World 7 days before your Disney Resort check-in. That also includes the Swan, the Dolphin, and Shades of Green, or 3 days before the start date of your park ticket if you are staying at a different resort than a Disney resort, the Swan, Dolphin, or Shades of Green. At Disneyland, you can purchase your multi-passes when you buy your tickets for Disneyland. It is like an add-on to your tickets. You can also purchase them when you get into the park that day, no problem. Single passes for Disneyland, you cannot purchase those until you tap into the park that day. When can you book rides? For Disney World, you book rides when you purchase. So that 7 or that 3 day mark, you book your initial 3 rides. For Disneyland, even if you purchase your multi-pass ahead of time, you cannot book that first ride until you tap into the park. Now you'll notice that I said first ride for Disneyland. Let's talk about how many rides at a time you can hold. At Disney World, you can hold 3 multi-pass rides at a time. Once you scan into one, you book another. So you have 3, you scan into one, that takes you down to 2, and then you book another. That makes 3. It's just scan in, book another, scan in, book another. At Disneyland, you book 1 ride. So you walk into the park, you book 1 ride. Now you have 2 options. You either go ride that ride at the time that it gives you or the time that you choose, and then you can immediately book another ride. Or let's say the ride that you book, the time that you book is past 120 minutes from the time that you booked it. So let's say you walk in the park at 9 a.m. and you book your ride, but your ride time is not until 2:30 that afternoon. 120 minutes from when you book that ride, you can book another ride. Quick note on single passes, each person per day can purchase 2 single passes, and that rule goes for Disneyland and Disney World. However, the great thing about Disneyland is there's only 2 rides that have single pass in all of Disneyland and California Adventure. It's only Radiator Springs Racers and Rise of the Resistance. Overall, I find this system to be so much easier at Disneyland, but let me know your thoughts if you have tried both. Let me know what questions you have. Again, comment Disneyland if you want a full in-depth Disneyland Lightning Lane multi-pass, single pass, and Premier Pass breakdown. Let me know what questions you have. I hope this is so super helpful. Bye.